Hello everyone and welcome now to Game 5 in a series between Sage and Welmu here on Ohana. Welmu spawning as the red Protoss player on the top left-hand side of the map. Meanwhile, Sage spawning as the blue Protoss player on the bottom right-hand side of the map. And the games have been going back and forth. At first I thought in Game 1 I was like, what is Sage doing? Sage got up to 10/10 probes before he built his pylon. How can he be in a best of 5 series? I believe this is the finals from the Zotac Cup. And I'm like, how did he get here? And with some brilliant play and in a very unusual Game 1, really opened my eyes to what Protoss is, what Protoss can be, and what strange openings can do if your opponent pretty much goes for the standard cookie cutter build order, how you can abuse it. Alright, Sage and Welmu pretty much neck and neck in terms of everything. But Welmu, no, it is not neck and neck. Welmu actually saving up a lot of chrono boost energy. This is rather strange. You can see that the gateway is also slightly faster, about a 14-second difference. He is now chrono boosting out probes, so he has a slight advantage in terms of overall tech speed. But he has a slight disadvantage in terms of workers. Now, Sage did also opt to do a little bit of scouting, make sure that there are no proxy pylons or any sort of proxy gates inside his base. Harvester count is 15 to 14. Sage being slightly ahead and now coming back around, so not quite sure who has the advantage here, as the warp gate tech should be started sometime soon. Wait for it. There's a Cybernetic core, and now a third probe on gas. Sage opting to get a very fast second gas, so he is going to have only 10 workers on gas in just a moment if he does allow this probe to do some scouting. Yes, Sage now will be scouting here. He has this extra gas, finally transferring some probes over, and we'll see what will be happening next. Harvester count is still 18 to 17. Sage still has that slight advantage. Meanwhile, an early Zealot now being warped in. It should be followed up by an early Stalker. Warp gate tech now being chrono boosted out as the Stalker now being trained up. And are we going to perhaps see more and more chrono boost coming out? One Zealot against this probe. Is the Zealot actually going to battle it, take down the probe? Gets off one shot. Oh, just gets out of melee range. And bad luck there. Alright, a Stalker now still wandering out. More gateways will be added. They are being built in the back of the base. It should be easily spotted by Sage here. Sage, yes, does spot one additional gateway. Now make sure, but we are going into a 4-gate. Welmu going into a standard 4-gate here, sitting at 20 probes, and he will be trying to warp in units in just a second. Meanwhile, there is one Zealot here. Where are the Stalkers? Where is that pylon going to be placed down? 2 probes now making a move out, and that is going to be a little bit risky for Welmu, as Welmu does not, I repeat, does not have enough workers in order to really maintain these 4 gates. Alright, here we go. Zealots and Stalkers probe now trying to come up. One probe trying to slip down. Is it going to get shot down? It looks like it will not get shot down, as the probes now warping in a pylon. The Zealots are going to be engaging here. One probe does get taken down here, and that is perhaps going to be a little bit of a bad news, as it is 2 Zealots versus 1 Sentry and 2 Zealots versus 1 Sentry. So what's going to be happening here? The probes now need to be very careful. Double pylons now warping in. Warp gate tech nearing or already completed. The warp gates should be warping in some units. The Zealot unable to spot up onto the high ground. This is going to hurt, and Welmu is going to be in a little bit of trouble as a force field catches a unit there. Alright, but now 4 Stalkers are going to be charging up the ramp. No, they are not, as the sentries now have sight here. A new pylon now going to be warped in down over here. A probe does get shot down. The Stalkers are unable to spot up onto the high ground here. The sentries pretty much out of energy. No more force fields. Is it going to be enough? A new round of Stalkers should be coming in any second now. Probes now coming off the mineral line. That is not going to be good, as the Stalkers are now charging up the ramp. There's another force field. Units now warping in by Welmu. Welmu trying to get in some extra damage here, as the sentries and more units are warping here on the high ground. And it looks like Welmu will be able to break this front door before an Immortal gets in. And Sage says GG. Wow. A very, very fast game here on Ohana. A classic 4-gate double pylon onto the low ground to warp up onto the high ground. Something that you won't be seeing in Wings of Liberty. Or sorry, excuse me, in Heart of the Swarm. But still entertaining nonetheless. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed this best of 5 series where Welmu was able to come back being down 0-1 to take the series 3-2.